Hello there everyone, this is Iron Mark 3 and welcome to a new little series. Yes, welcome to KeeperRL. This game has been on my radar for quite some time and I actually acquired it a bit ago as well. But as happens when I'm not exactly 100% quote-unquote sane, I guess you could say, I got distracted and forgot all about it. So, yes, I figured that I wanted to go building, I wanted to go evil, you know, conquer the lands, yada yada yada. Burn and pillage in town and village, drive the women before me and hear the lamentations and wailings and pleas for mercy and all that stuff. So I figured, you know what, let's go find something and play it. And I found this one in my library. So, KeeperRL, it is early access on Steam, and it is top-down, tile-based builder slash combat slash evil overlord thing. Don't worry, you'll see when I get into it. Oh dear. As I said though, early access with some little twists and tweaks on the thing in general. So, I will begin by saying straight off the bat, I actually have a mod installed. Only one mod though. It won't affect gameplay too much, if at all, just to make that clear. And I figured since this is my first playthrough recorded, I've done like 1.5 playthroughs just poking around at the game, working it out. So, yeah, but if there's interest, I might do more in the future with this. So, I've installed the Regrow Limbs Mod by Soft Monster, 5-star rated mod. Yeah, so, you know, it must be pretty good. And the reasoning is this. In this game, as your minions fight, they can be hurt and they can actually have limbs hacked off. So, the game in vanilla doesn't actually have a way to deal with that. And as a result, you either have a handicapped creature, or you just murder them and say hell with it. Which, you know, isn't always the best option, especially if you're supposed to be an evil master of darkness and stuff there. I think there should be a way in vanilla to try and do this, but there isn't at the moment. So, this is same as vanilla version, except you can make a potion to regrow body parts using alchemy, which is a tech you can get pretty quickly, honestly, and 500 gold. 500 gold is honestly, it's a chunk of change. Definitely a chunk of change. So it is not cheap. 500 gold is actually quite a bit to lavish on a minion when you could actually use that to get a lot more stuff. So I think that is a reasonably fair price. In fact, it may be a little bit on the expensive side, but I'm willing to pay it to get a minion back to full health. And that's the key factor, isn't it? I'm willing to pay that, though it's also a trade-off. So if it's a minion that I don't really have much use for, then I will just murder them and save the money for something else. So it's not a go-to, automatically do it kind of thing. It's too expensive. Now then, there is an adventure mode, which is relatively new and not fleshed out compared to the others, as I understand it. But I want to actually be a builder, so I'm going to be a keeper. There is also a new one, which is, we started with the wizard, we got a knight, which is a melee combat version, and we've got a knight which is less evil, quotation marks needed, which is not fully fleshed out, it warns you, and isn't recommended for new players. So, this is basically just our starting character, our personal avatar in the game. And because I like to play as a female character, I'm going to get a female. And I guess I'll go with a knight. All my test games have been wizards, which is the first one I believe to be available in this game, but I'll play a female knight. And apart from the appearance of your sprite, I don't believe there is any kind of gameplay benefit or handicap from playing male or female. We need an appropriate name. I think this one is from the Adventures of Dan and Mab. No, not Detinia. Destinia! Yes, Destinia. Okay, that'll do. Start a new game. Now then, what this game gives us is a map. Each map is each tile of the map is potentially a place where you can go. You have to go as a horde of minions to fight them, except for your original tile in the center. This explains it now. Build your base in your home tile. There are hostile and friendly tribes around you. You have to conquer all the main villains to win the game. You can travel to other sites by creating a team and using the travels. So you put together a team, you send them out, you go murder stuff. That's basically how that goes. And you see we've got there's a couple of places that have allies. There's minor villains in all tiles, including the one you start in. So stuff like that. And I can just re-roll things, just to shuffle things up if there's something I don't like unicorns. Ugh, unicorns. No, I don't want to do unicorns. They are the bane of all things evil. Well, in this game they are anyway. I don't know how to fight unicorns. They summon minion spirits, which are resistant to anything except magic, as far as I know. But every time I sent like magic specialized forces against them, they got horribly murdered anyway. So it says lesser villain, but unicorns I think are one of the hardest villains in game at the moment. So I do not want a map with a unicorn on it. Thank you. Oh, there's something else by the way, which is retired dungeons. This is one of the ways games can be shared. If you complete a game, you can retire the dungeon and then put it up on the Steam Workshop, and then you can get it in you can add it to your map and it becomes one of the main villains. And you can also see here, Conquer Rate, 4 out of 16. So this has been downloaded by 16 people, but only 4 people have actually managed to beat it. And it gives you a little sneak peek on what kind of stuff is in there. So it's only a little bit. There's going to be a lot more, usually. 3 out of 12. And, oh yeah, requires mods as well. You also get to your local ones. So I could actually call in one of my local ones as well. Like, Nicolina is one. Loot one. I was curious about this, so I added that to a previous game. I didn't actually crack it at all because I abandoned that game shortly after I started. So I think one of those ones not winning it is one of mine. So there you go. But Nicolina, random generated name, that's one that I did. And explored most of the tech tree. So, you know, I have an idea what I'm doing. Let's see. Warriors, yes. Ants, dryads, they are a bit nasty, but yes, they're fine. Unknown ally. Demons, I've never faced them. Dwarves, they're available as a minor tribe as well. They are a nice guy to go after. Cyclops. Yes, the only thing I have an issue with here is the red dragon. And that's not because it's a dangerous thing. Well, it actually genuinely is. The problem is it's actually relatively easy to defeat because it's one of these ones where they just send their solo leader at you all alone, and if you've got a strong enough army you can just kill them immediately. Some of these enemies have that problem. They just have a single powerful unit, and then that single powerful unit doesn't care about trying to escape. It just charges in and gets murdered. So the dragon will do some damage, but if I'm strong enough it isn't an issue. Everything else though is a main force, so that is fine. I will confirm all that. The imps are going to be sad if you don't add any retired dungeons. Are you sure you wish to continue? Yes, I am not adding custom player dungeons this time around. Maybe next time. Let's continue, yes. 10 minutes in and I'm only just generating the map. Luckily though, this game is actually pretty light on the processing side, so most machines can run this thing. That's not detracting from the game, mind you. It is it's a decent game. I like it. December 5th, 2019. Biomes. Okay, so here we are. Oh. That's new. Okay, playing as the wizard, you get you start off with imps and things, but starting as the warrior, apparently I've started with peasants instead. Filthy blooming peasants. Let's see. 30% dig. Aw. Actually, that is actually a handicap compared to normal. Right. Normally, right, as a wizard, you get a special minion called an imp. And the imp is a magical construct. You can summon them immediately for gold. And they actually have infinite carry capacity on them. So they can carry as much stuff as you like. These guys are definitely not that. They're about as good at digging stuff, though. Okay, apparently I've got peasants working for me. So, this is me, Destinia the Keeper. If this character dies, it's game over. I was not aware that I would be without imps. I am quite disappointed now. I just hope that I'm not recruiting from normal human fare, because I want my monsters, damn it. Right. Then again, maybe this deserves another playthrough as a wizard afterwards. So, what I just did there was take control. So, you can take direct control of a character or group leader, and every move is a turn, and each day is like towards a couple of thousand turns. So, yeah. This also tells me I've taken like 79 turns already just in control of this character. But you can activate your abilities, you can see your equipment, so there's some RPG elements involved. Every creature has equipment and stuff like that that they can be given. So, right, let us begin. I'm looking around right now. Ooh, magic mushroom. No. Consumable. Right, this is my map. Every question mark is a random minor location. There's something there. Usually it's like an enemy, a lesser villain, a hostile group of some kind. But you always start with a pocket of resources you can get into for free, that's mine there. And there's some which are guarded. And this central map is the only place I can actually go mining and get some stuff. What I'm going to do though is just put up a small resource storage, holding shift so that I can drag it and do that. And then I'll do something kind of cheeky, which is I'm going to erect basically a covering, a structure, wooden walls, and I'll just put a covering up. Actually, I'll do it like that. Yeah. Okay, and then I'll tell my guys I want them to dig out the wood around here. Now, in vanilla, there's no way to get these trees back, must admit, but that's okay. And as you can see, my people are going and chopping wood. Oh, good, I can get goblins. Okay, so I am still evil. I am still getting all the quote-unquote evil monsters. Excellent. Yes. But now my peasants are doing the work for me. I am honestly a bit worried. Like, how do I get more peasants? This is something I do not know because I might be forced to rely on slave labor and stuff. Actually, yeah, that's quite likely. Okay. All this stuff is coming back in, and once they've gathered it all, they will go and build these. And the thing is, you can build other stuff if it's under a roofed area, which needs a square of walls of some kind, like this. So I could get some goblins if I build the requirements, which is a workshop or jeweler and a bed. You've got to provide living spaces for people. Let's just go ahead and speed this up a little bit. I can do that, or I can just press number keys, but generally I just leave it in very fast mode because I'm an impatient sod like that, so, you know. There we go, right. So, that's up. I've got 3 goblins wanting to join me. I'm not that interested just yet. But if I click on wall, notice that this blue square has appeared. This is a roofed area that is mine. And that means I can place normally restricted items in this place. So I could put down a bookshelf in here. Except that I don't have the technology apparently for that. Okay, that's another change. Oh, I start off with iron dummies available. Wait, no, don't I normally start off with that? Wait. Oh, no, it's okay. If you start off as a wizard, you start off with sorcery. Apparently, if you start off as a warrior, you start off with iron working. So normally a forge is something you have to unlock, but I've only played as wizard so far. That lets me work on metal tools straight away. That's good for my creature's survival, honestly, if I can get the metal for it, because red ore is iron ore. Anyway, I'm going to put down, just in my basics place, a couple of beds. Oh, it's because there's tree stumps there, of course. I need to do the remove construction, which will apparently counts a tree stump as a construction. I'm not sure why. A couple of beds. Goblins can work on the forges, so I'll actually install a forge. Don't worry, this is not going to be a permanent fixture. I'm going to remove this pretty soon. But I also get a training dummy as well. I guess fine. Let's go big or go home. I'm going to get a couple of iron dummies. Though of course this means I need iron, which is this stuff up here. So start digging my minions, pretty please. It may look that these guys aren't too bad, but remember, I am on very fast speed. Normally this is actually a bit of a slow thing, because these guys are only 30%. You can get much better creatures that can do this. If you're willing to, you know, do the whole capture, imprison, torture, yada yada. Hey, you're an evil creature, why wouldn't you want to do this? What I do want to do, though, is maybe grab something. Ooh. Oh, I can't do that. I don't have the levels for it. Bah. Okay. Bugronk the Orc Mage has a positive trait, which is extra spell training potential. That means I can train this creature further than usual in spell work, and they can get more powerful as a spellcaster. But I don't have sorcery, so I can't even hire them in the first place. These guys, goblins, are just crafters flat out. They're generally rubbish otherwise, but you know, I'll get one in. Yeah, and that's limited because I've only got one forge, or one workshop rather. Also, peasants have to sleep. Imps don't have to sleep; they're magic. But orcs, orcs. These guys aren't orcs. Peasants have to sleep. That is actually quite concerning. I need more people. Ah, here we go. Sharboz, the orc. This orc is why I want to build some training dummies. I could hire him with a wooden one, but I'm going for metal just because I can train people further. Yes, my first combat minion. Notice my keeper is also training up because my keeper is also a combat minion. Though even the wizard can train a little bit. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get more stuff. Ooh, there's a gap there. Because I'm not quite so sure what kind of base I'm going to do. Admittedly, this is a non-standard start. I'm not doing much digging and doing stuff yet. Goodbye, Bognook. Yep, don't want you. Go away. But yeah, all my guys down here are now building experience on these training dummies that I've just whacked up in the middle of a place. Now then, let's build a bridge. Let's get across here. Go ahead, build a bridge, I say. Yes. Your Lord and Master commands you peasants. Do the thing. You know, I shouldn't be concerned about making a dungeon aesthetic, should I? It's like I'm not trying super hard to build a nice dungeon to get it up on the workshop or anything like that. I can just go ahead and mess around a bit. So I think what's hurting me is just actually not a lot. Yeah, okay, that's a notice. Killing a leader greatly lowers morale of the tribe and stops immigration. So basically, if you take out the leader of a tribe, that tribe can no longer replenish its combat minions. And then once you kill all the combat minions as well, that tribe counts as defeated. So, yeah, that is how you win. Kill all combat-capable members of a tribe, and that tribe is donezo. Though there might sometimes be some workers around the place. which I think I'll have to do capturing and grab, just because. So, let me see now. I want a storage spot for produced equipment. I'll make it there. Plate some torches. That's right, I don't have a light source and it's nighttime now, which slows down things. I'm going to do a standing torch in the middle of this place, just because. But yeah, I shouldn't be worrying too much about my dungeon layout, I don't think. I'm just going to... I want to try out traps this time, actually, so I am going to actually leave this corridor as my access point. This will be a main hall, which means I'll widen it. Oops, no, there's actually a bit of water there too. There's a lot of exposed water in this one. That's something I don't like about this game, by the way. If you don't have shift held for automatic squaring, then it's just like, you know, it's wherever the mouse pointer goes. Kind of non-standard there. Look at the lazy little orcs. Sleeping. But I do need to go and get some levels up. Let's see, I've got 2 guys. I haven't actually built anything for them. I should. Let's go ahead and make some swords and some armor. Helms. Another thing this game has is infinite stacking. So even with a single equipment tile, it's like that tile is infinite. You can just stack everything on there. It doesn't occupy it. Oh, look, my little orc is actually working. Plus 2.72 out of 7. There's that limit I mentioned earlier. 7 maximum potential for basic combat. But I want you to be working on that because you're the combat guy. Need a bed. Basic beds. There we go. There is one limit though, which is creatures. There can only be 1 creature in a given tile. Good, good, good. You're working okay. I think I will... I'm going to need hefty sleeping quarters for this, aren't I? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's do something basic like that. That's going to be a sleeping quarters, so you guys can actually stop sleeping out under the stars, because I am sure that you guys don't want to do that. Also, another goblin just to help make things a bit faster, who probably wanders off. Right, get to work, you lazy bugger. Right. Excellent. My minions are working. And I'll be moving the sleeping area just in here. Ooh. Ooh, I didn't think of that when I realised I had iron forging. I can get an ogre. Yes. Come here. Ogre. Now, an ogre is actually a restricted minion. It's a higher tier than an orc. More combat specialised. I mean, look at the stats there. These guys got 25 and 26, but 20 plus 5, 18 plus 1. 18 plus 5, 18 plus 2. But the max is 12 compared to the 7, so the ogre could get more powerful. It is actually worse than I thought it was. I thought it was better. I don't know why my guys are better, honestly. 19 plus 1. 20. Wow. I honestly thought ogres were better than that. No. They are more vulnerable. They can be trained to get more powerful in total. Furnace is 90%. I don't know what a furnace is. 50% to workshop and forge. 30% to workshop and forge for... Oh, right, okay. So, the ogre is actually better at crafting stuff than the orc is, and can craft a little bit more, apparently, because whatever a furnace is. But as a combat minion, it's actually only marginally better than a basic orc. I'm disappointed now. I honestly thought they were better. Go away. Yep. And because I've always treated them as combat troops up to this point. I always thought they were better than that. I mean, they're big, they're muscly, all that stuff. Ooh, orc healer. I really want that. Fine. Fine, you forced my hand. Fine. Basic beds. This is going to be my basic sleeping quarters. I'm going to give them installations of torches at the place. There is a gap there, but you can actually fill in walls with this material, which is just plain stone. So I'm going to do that, get it fixed, get a door in here. So this is going to be my sleeping quarters for now. But for now, I actually want to go on raiding because I actually want to try and get some stuff. Actually, if I'm going raiding, I want to get prisoners. There's always something, isn't there? Fine. Fine. Let's see, where is the... Oh, that's the river! Oh. Whoops. Don't mind me. I know what I'm doing. Yes. I totally know what I'm doing. Wow. I can't... I suspected, but I didn't make the connection until I like, checked it. That is something interesting, by the way. You can drag that, and it'll actually show you where hollows are in the map. So it's a useful way to scout where you can't see. Just like drag a box to dig out, and it'll tell you if there's an empty space or not. Maybe that should be fixed at some point. No, I don't really want another ogre. Are you guys done? No, you guys have just decided to go... Oh, you're done. You're still working on the workshop, though. Okay, right. You guys, though, you have something important. You must make a prison for me, because prisons are expensive. I mean, look at that. It's already using up amazing... This counts, by the way, all active tasks and things as well in your iron reserve. So it's quite nice that way. It actually accurately tells you if you're overspending or not. But that is a big-sized prison I've built together. But every prisoner requires a certain amount of prison space, so yes. And even just taking prisoners will allow them to work for you. So that's also good. But we can't let this... Actually, no, we can let this episode end without going and murdering someone. I know it's shameful, that, yes. I'm not being very aggressive, but I guess I'm a more slower-paced kind of guy. There's also the fact that actually 200 odd turns left. Where's the nearest? The nearest is actually not far. You know what? Fine. This is my minion panel. You put together a assault team. You can make multiple teams, and then you can control a team by possessing the leader, basically. Since I am here, how am I doing? I have 27 plus 8. I have a lot of stuff. So actually my keeper is my most powerful. So right now I'm going to make the keeper the leader. Followed by an ogre for backup and both goblins. Nope. What am I doing? I don't want the goblins in here. No. I don't want the goblins. The goblins are kind of bad. Actually, 15. That's actually not too bad, but I want the orcs. They're flat out better, and they aren't my crafters either. So yeah, okay, do this. I can click control. I have control of my keeper. And they follow me. Just like this. And unfortunately, it turns out that we've got a haunted ruin. Fine for getting a little experience, but in terms of loot or prisoners, it is actually useless. Oh dear. Oh look, there's a little boar wandering around. How nice. I want prisoners though. I need people. So this isn't any good. Sadly though, I'm also out of words. I'm also kind of out of time for this episode as well, as I lead my men on a merry romp through the forest. Yes. Oh well. Until next time, though, where we're actually going to go murder some people. Like, I think those might be villagers. They are very close to the edge of the map, so they normally are. Yeah. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all. Yep, village. Ooh, peasant bandit skeleton. Apparently I've got a bandit tribe in the area as well. And corpses. Right. Okay, so there are plenty of humans about. There's plenty of slave labour. But yeah. I'll be working on that next time, though. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all some other time. Yes. See you all later.